Yep. We're going to have fun with this one this morning. Act, what's good? Uh-oh. Can't hear you, brother. But it's all good. I know you get it together in a second. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we back in the cave. 14th episode. Damn, 14? The 14 already. Look at that. This morning, we're going to be discussing.
You hear me, Drew?
Yup, loud and clear.
All right, yeah, my bad. I ain't plug up my mic.
Yup. We're going to be discussing a very, very, in my eyes, this was one of the sickest characters ever created. This was one of the sickest characters ever created by Filmation. They always put out some good quality stuff. And this character right here, the whole concept of this story was right on time. And I want to salute Filmation because they touched on a lot of topics in the 80s. They kind of like, in my opinion, they broke the wall as far as putting diverse characters in their little Filmation universe. The only thing I wish we saw was one giant crossover with all the characters, but I'll get to that. See what we got in the building. Kane the Bad Guy, Shogun, Mr. Shelton, Stormy B-Man, the Sensei's in the building. Yo, Stormy, you was cooking last night. Eric Jordan, always supporting. That's our brother right there. Mind of Mansa Musa. Amanaz, our sister. Go subscribe to our sister Amanaz. She on the grind. No smoke in the building. My brother Paul Carrick. Hey, man, it's your first time here. You know how I know? Because where's your wrench? Hold on. Where Paul at? We scroll back up there. Oh, there you go, Paul. I got you. Bang, got you, brother. All right. Tay, good morning. Yeah, I got your call, sis. I was grinding yesterday. I was doing a lot of stuff. I'll give you a shout today. Steve Elder, Mac, Benjamin Harrington, salute. Derek Gaines, the legend, salute. I am True Maine. Yeah, man, this character was crazy. Pooh, man, what's good? Akil Vibes, what's going on? So let's get to it, man. BraveStarr. I would love to play the intro for y'all, but I promise you, it's only a minute long, but YouTube be on some schmuck stuff, man. They be on some schmuck stuff, man. Every intro that I played on here, they made me take it down. It was stupid. It was stupid. If you haven't seen this, the intro's on YouTube. Just put in BraveStarr intro. It's only about a minute long. And what BraveStarr is, for those of you that don't know, it's an American space western. It's an animated series. 65 episodes, y'all. 65. This came out in 1987. It was on for like a year. It was created after, y'all remember that toy company Mattel? It released a line of action figures. So I believe this was an action figure first. I do remember that. And then they made the cartoon later, which was damn good. It was. It was the last animated series produced by Filmation before Filmation got shut down in 1989. They aired reruns and everything else, but I think this is an underrated character, and it's an underrated. It's an underrated series, man. This man, my gosh, man, I was impressed. Man. I was impressed. This was like ridiculous, man. I know, Act, this is way before your time. Did you get a chance to watch any episodes?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Drew. I did a lot of homework. I did a lot of homework on this one. I said, "Oh my god, man, this thing is so 80s. It wasn't even funny." I
Hell
started
yeah.
laughing when I heard the intro. Shoot, the intro kind of stuck in my head because on YouTube, you could watch like they got damn near all the episodes on there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I ain't gonna lie, it was a real education in my Ric Flair voice. It was a real education. Because I never heard of, I ain't gonna lie, I never heard of BraveStarr. Only one of Filmation, that's very popular, of course, is like He-Man. But I could tell, like, the people of He-Man, I could tell, like, it was definitely part of that pool. I could tell. Even with the voices, it was sounding like a few voices was the same and stuff like that. Like certain people they kept cast on and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like it was creative, man. I can't, the Marshall BraveStarr, even his partner, 3030.
3030.
He had a gun named Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane. Yep. Sarah Jane. Yep. That was his gun.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I watched. So don't think I didn't watch. So
yeah.
And there was enough episodes that I watched to where I even got some of the villains down packed and the judge. Of course, I appreciate that they had a judge in that, JB. The woman.
Yeah. He was beating that though. He was beating that. That was the love interest. She had to be a judge. So can you imagine? That's the racket. You get locked up by BraveStarr, you're going to see his woman. You ain't getting away. Yeah, man. But this was made it creative, man. You gotta understand in the 80s, I mean, growing up on cartoons, there were no black heroes. Not like that. The first time I recall seeing a black hero was Black Vulcan on Justice League. That was the only one in animated that I could think of. Yeah, it was only Black Vulcan. And when there was a hero, they put black in front of his name. It was black this, black that. So it was Black Vulcan. And he was like a B character. He wasn't like Batman, Superman, or Aquaman. You know what I mean? So what Filmation did, Filmation is the same company that put out He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, She-Ra, and let me see, Shazam, and the Secret Isis, and the animated Real Ghost. No, not the Real Ghostbusters. There was a Ghostbusters sidebar, y'all, because I want to discuss this too. Did y'all know? Do y'all remember? All right, Ghostbusters, Dan Aykroyd or whatever. Did y'all know that wasn't the original Ghostbusters? There was an animated Ghostbusters that came out on TV. Now check this shit out. This is something you probably didn't know, Act. The Dan Aykroyd Ghostbusters that came out in the movies, they also had an animated series called The Real Ghostbusters that was based off of the movie. But did you know that wasn't the original Ghostbusters? The original Ghostbusters had a TV show like in the 70s, and they had the gorilla named Tracy. The animated series by Filmation was about their sons, and Tracy was still around, but he was with their sons. So technically, that's the real Ghostbusters. I bet y'all didn't know that. I didn't know that until my father told me. He says, yo, there was a TV show called Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yo, I didn't know that shit. He said there was a TV show back in the day called Ghostbusters, and they walked around with the monkeys. He said, this is it? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I remember watching an episode where they said, oh yeah, fathers, because something happened to the sons, and the fathers had to come out of retirement to do something with their sons, to find their sons. I said, oh shit. And then years later, I'm reading on it. I said, yo, so technically the Filmation one is the real Ghostbusters. It's their sons. I'll do a video on that. I'll do a whole video on that. I didn't know that shit. I didn't know that shit. I didn't know. But there was a TV show called Ghostbusters, and the Filmation animated series was about their sons. And the gorilla Tracy is the same gorilla from the TV show from the 70s or 60s or something. It's on YouTube. That was that made me go nuts. I was like, that's crazy. So Filmation put that out. And BraveStarr, what drew me to it, they touched a lot of topics. If you notice, Filmation did a lot of positive. There was a message in every episode, a life message. And at the end of every episode, the characters would talk to you and tell the kids watching why what they did was important and what not to do and what to do and how to conduct yourself. This was educational, positive programming. He-Man did that. BraveStarr did that. It was like, they had something called One to Grow on NBC back in the days. They're all on YouTube, and it was a message to kids on how to behave. Proper etiquette. You understand?
I will give y'all that. I will have to give the cartoons that's one thing I don't remember when I was coming up with the cartoons. And talking back in the day and saying the reason why this happened and that's one thing that I did like. I think they should have that now, for the kids now. So I agree with you on that.
I don't know how they would do that now when you let me not go there, bro, because they got
yeah, you were. I know what you. I know. I kind of know what you was about to get at.
Yeah, I mean, we support fugazi behavior anyway. You know what I mean? And this is a country built on Christian principles. Now, they don't wave the religious flag on any of these cartoons, but they do encourage proper etiquette. But what we deemed as proper etiquette in the 80s, some of this behavior is normalized today, with the exception of bullying. There's a big anti-bullying thing, which is fine. But this is just weird, man. This is just weird. But this BraveStarr, it says here it was the last of the Filmation company's cartoons. But what drew me to it was that he was a Native American. He was a Native American. He wasn't a white guy. And like I said, growing up, we didn't have that many. They were in the backgrounds. Like in the Super Friends, they had a dude called Apache Chief. Enoch Chuck. He'd say Enoch Chuck, and he'd grow to the size of a building. And he was a Native American. What was the guy? The Tornado, the Japanese dude, Shatatonori Hayaku. And he just, the bottom half of his body turned into a goddamn tornado. Then you had Black Vulcan. All of those minority characters played the background. They played the background of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman and Aquaman and the Flash. They were in the background though. But Filmation started putting guys like this in the forefront. And I was happy to see that. Like I said, there's an episode of He-Man, that one episode where he met the guy on another planet when he had got kidnapped or something, and it was a black bald-headed guy who was just as strong as He-Man. I'm gonna find that episode. I'm gonna do a review on that. And he said, look, I could easily escape. And he ripped his chain out the wall and broke it. He said, why don't you leave? And you got to see this episode. He stayed there because he was conditioned to stay there. That's what it was. He said, I could easily break out of here. I'm strong. And at the end of the episode, they had to him and He-Man had to smash the ground or something. It was a powerful episode. But I said, man, the brother was conditioned to stay there. He could have easily broke out and left and killed everybody. You know what I'm saying? But he just didn't do it. And he was just as strong as He-Man. It was that one episode. I said, man, Filmation was dropping gems, bro. They were dropping gems. I mean, you want to talk about the real woke? You know, not trying to instill their agenda on you, but letting you know what this world is about without trying to disrupt what you do now, without trying to make you conform to some faggotry. Filmation was on it. They dropped some real hidden gems in there. Real hidden gems. And I don't remember the name of that character, but I'm gonna find that episode. But BraveStarr, this is Marshall BraveStarr. I have him playing in the back there. Let me read to a Marshall BraveStarr. Well, the plot. All right. Let me see. The episodes combine elements of science fiction and Western genres. It is set in the 23rd century on a multicultural desert planet called New Texas. The whole planet is Texas, y'all. The whole planet is Texas. So you already know. You already know.
Drew, I was just getting ready to say for everybody, oh, New York this and New York that. There you go.
Yup.
There you go.
The guns blazing. Everybody's getting blasted in the episode. It's crazy. I would not move there at all. You're bugging. The whole planet is called New Texas. I ain't fucking around. I'm not going there. No, thank you. I'll pass. I'm good. New Texas. No, I'm good. The idea of BraveStarr began with Tex Hex, the villain, right, as his chief adversary. Tex Hex was created by Filmation staff in 1984, but check this out. He was supposed to be a ghost in Ghostbusters, the Filmation series. Not the real Ghostbusters, but the Filmation series. But Lou Scheimer, one of the people in charge, he found the character very fascinating, so he took him from that, and he asked the other people that was involved in the creative affairs. They said, yo, let's just put him in this new thing called BraveStarr. And they wrote him in the BraveStarr, and he became the main antagonist in BraveStarr, man. 65 episodes, yo. So if y'all can find a box set, sit back and binge watch it, because this was really great, man. They have all the species on it, because there's a bunch of aliens on the damn planet. So Marshall BraveStarr, he's the intergalactic marshal of New Texas, Native American who can call upon the power of the spirit animals. Now, this was the man.
Drew, I actually like this.
Yo,
I actually like this.
Yo,
he could call on the speed of a puma, the ears of a wolf, the strength of a bear, the eyes of a hawk. You know, so you know, yeah, I thought that was creative. I like that part right there. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they incorporated like the Native Americanness, like in it. You know what I mean? I was feeling that. I was feeling that part.
Yeah, that was incredible, and they hit you with it in the intro. I mean, come on, bro. This dude, man, speed of the puma, and he just started flying across the screen. It was crazy. Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf, strength of the bear. He knocking over walls, man. Oh my gosh, man. This. What? Lou Gossett Jr. died? Hold on. Time out, y'all. Time out. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Oh, boy. It's 87, y'all. He's from Brooklyn, y'all. Lou Gossett from Brooklyn, y'all. This guy has a body of work. He won an Oscar for Officer and a Gentleman. Oh boy. I'll talk about that. Thank you, Young Deezy. Appreciate that. I'll talk about him in a whole nother video, man. But that guy has a body of work. I saw Officer and the Gentleman in the movies, y'all. He won an Oscar for that. What was that movie he was in with Chuck Norris? It was kind of like a comedy. Because Chuck was cracking jokes, man. I forgot the name of that. But Lou Gossett has a body of work. Lou Gossett was one of those actors that was all around the 80s, man. He was in Diggstown, the boxing movie. Love that film, man. Diggstown. Love that film. That's a boxing movie, y'all. Oh, man. Salute to Lou Gossett Jr., man. 87 years old. Brooklyn's own, man. Thank you for the news, man. Salute, man. Your Firewalker, that was it. With Lou Gossett Jr. and Chuck Norris. He was also in that movie Enemy Mines. Enemy Mines, where he played the alien. There's a lot of gems in that film, too. That's a damn good film. The Alien, that's Lou Gossett Jr. in there. Man, there was a scene in Enemy Mines. It was a religious scene. And I don't know what it was, but that scene in that, it got me, bro. I was like, oh, man. It made him think. It made him think, man. It was crazy, man. Enemy Mines, man. But salute to Lou Gossett Jr. Yeah, Iron Eagle. Love that film, man. Bro, man. Lou Gossett Jr., man. Salute to him, man. Salute to him. He was in the original Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren. Yep. Oh, boy. All right, let's get back to BraveStarr. So this is Marshall BraveStarr. This is the main character, handsome young lad. Yeah, this is the main character right here. Strength of the bear, speed of the puma, ears of the wolf, eyes of the hawk. And he'll go head up with you. This dude, how do you fight a guy that can do shit like that? It's crazy. But this is an interesting main character, a very interesting main character. I really liked how they did that. So this is 30-30. You know, I'm looking at this picture. Don't some of these bitches on Instagram look like this? They do. Anyway, 30-30 is his horse. As a matter of fact, 30-30, there's an episode of how they met. And how they met, it wasn't a good thing. They actually fought. And 30-30 wanted all the smoke. He speaks with a Texas accent. He's a fucking horse. But he speaks. Word, that's Meg the Stallion for real. He speaks with a Texas accent, and that's his gun right there. Tell me about that gun, bro.
Sarah Jane. He calls it Sarah Jane. It's funny how he named it. You know what I mean? That gun is very powerful too. They actually see how Drew was talking about messages and stuff like that. One of the episodes that I watched, it was one of the kids that ended up getting a hold of Sarah Jane because 30-30 just left it around. And the kid wanted to impress other kids. Mm-hmm. And it was getting ready to blow up because he had like his version of a safety. It was off of it. So it was getting ready to explode or whatever. And 30-30 is and his gun Sarah Jane is very powerful. He don't really go nowhere without it. He actually could transform. He could go from a regular horse into like sitting up like like a man. You know what I mean? He's like a robotic horse. He's always there. He always there for Marshall BraveStarr. So he's definitely, them two are the 1-2 punch. That's basically BraveStarr's right hand man. I didn't get around to that episode where they first met, I kind of wish I would have caught that episode, Drew. But like I said, I don't know if the episodes that I was watching was any particular order, but I just wanted to get enough of background about it so that we could, get up here and cook.
It was the episode where I think BraveStarr had to go back in time and do something over.
Oh, okay.
And it had something to do with 3030 and how they first met. And he had to get Sarah Jane for some reason. And 3030 didn't know who he was.
Okay.
And they fought. Yo, 3030 was busting his ass. He was like, there was a scene where he was walking and 3030 punched through the wall and hit BraveStarr in the face. All you saw was his fist come through the wall. Boom! I was like, oh man. He was kicking his ass. But BraveStarr had to call on strength of the bear twice. So he had to KO his ass ×8. But he needed that. He needed that because 3030 was on his ass. But this is his guy, man. This is his guy. 3030 is a horse. BraveStarr's he's his chief deputy, capable of assuming a bipedal form at will. BraveStarr affectionately calls him Big Partner. His principal weapon is called Sarah Jane. This dude, yeah, that damn gun, it was like a mini bazooka.
Yeah, basically.
It projects directed energy. He is still he is more belligerent than BraveStarr and will often prefer fights to resolutions. BraveStarr was always trying to solve problems, by conversation. 3030 just wanted smoke. You know what I mean? And I agree, Kane. We need this show back. And you know what I'm saying? They don't need to remake it because they will just woke it out and then it'll turn me off. Don't bring it back as an anime. I'd like to see this as a movie or a Netflix miniseries with live action. You know what I mean? Get a Native American actor and you can CGI 3030 and get some good writers on it. And you could bring this right back. Don't remake the cartoon. Do not remake the cartoon because they have a habit of
mess up the movie. They may mess up the live action, Drew. Be careful what you wish for.
I know, but you know what though? Get the dudes that did Avatar. That's on Netflix right now. That's a damn good transition.
I didn't. You know what? I never got to watch that live action that they did. Somebody told me I should watch it.
Bro, the Avatar movie, that was done sucked. The first 30 seconds of the Avatar series had me hooked. It had me hooked. Hold on, Steve Elder Max sent me something. He sent me an old bitch dancing. What are you doing, bro? Hold on. Let me see something. I don't see him here. I don't think they made a. No, they didn't. You know what, Steve L? They never made an action figure for that character. He was in one episode. They never made an action figure for him. Because I remember me and my brother watching it. And he was in one episode. Me and my brother was like, they need to make a damn toy for him. They never did it. He was in one episode. And here's what y'all don't know. The character Prince Adam started on the animation first on He-Man. There was never a toy from him until the animation came out. They were still making He-Man toys. Then they made Prince Adam. Bet y'all didn't know that? Because the story for He-Man was different when the toy came out. He was a barbarian from a tribe, and he went on this quest, and he found the power sword, and it split into two, and Skeletor had one, and he had one. And when the swords got too close to each other, they remerged. When the toys came out, Skeletor had a lime green, glow-in-the-dark power sword, and He-Man had the regular gray sword. When the animation came out, they changed the whole story. And the Prince Adam toy didn't come out until the animation came out. That was like a year or two later. That's just a little nerd facts right there for you. So back to 30-30, this guy was always trying to shoot niggas. There was no, this is how you solve it, with your gun. Where you want to conform? Hold on, where's Sarah Jane? Well, we told you not to do that. You don't want to do, you don't want to listen? Okay, where's Sarah Jane? That's who 30-30 was. BraveStarr was all more peaceful. He tried to mediate a situation with words. 30-30 was like, no, shoot, but you know, we about to get the dumping on here. You know what I'm saying? But he had a good heart. He wanted to uphold the law. You know what I'm saying? But I like 30-30 though. He was a good, damn good character. And like I said, he wanted all the smoke. And just imagine a horse standing on 2 feet. He's big as hell. He was big as hell. And this is Shaman. Just look at him. You already know who he is. Shaman. He was named, also named as the unnamed mystic. He could teleport. He could time travel. He had psychokinesis. He was this dude was powerful as hell. He's BraveStarr's mentor and foster father. BraveStarr would often telepathically contact Shaman for advice on how to handle certain situations. He was like a greater voice of reason. I would like to have seen a miniseries of Shaman in his prime, because he was powerful as hell. What did you think of Shaman?
It's funny that you say that, because one of the episodes that I watched that I learned about Shaman, if that fire get put out in that little area that his powers is derived from, them powers is gone.
Yeah.
Tex Heck and Stampede. Stampede is Tex Heck's boss. If that was their goal. So they like had a guy that I forgot what his name was, but he looked like a relative of BraveStarr, and he snuck into the shaman's like area's temple.
There's always a coon. There's always a coon. Always a coon.
And he tricked, and that was the message of the story. Mm-hmm. Somebody could appear a certain way, but you know, really on the inside.
On the inside, they're not your friend.
Yeah, they're not your friend. Because the shaman reminded BraveStarr that he wanted to pick a flower one day, and there was a snake coiled around that flower. Yep. And I thought that was very symbolic. Very symbolic.
Yeah.
So, and just because he had that medallion that the shaman had gave BraveStarr as a kid, it was actually a fake. And the shaman had to tell BraveStarr about that. He's like, yeah, he passed it. He failed a few of my tests. So I knew that he wasn't who he appeared to be. And he put out the fire, and the shaman was telling him, like, I'm losing my power. But luckily, I believe it was Fuzz. Fuzz was another friend of BraveStarr's. And he threw the spark back in the fire, and then the shaman got his powers back. So don't ever put out that fire. You put out that fire, you know what I mean? He may not be able to contact the shaman again. So
I know that episode you're talking about. You know, wolf in sheep's clothing. He went to go pick the flower, and it was really a snake.
Yes.
No, I'm telling you, the gems that they dropped in these Filmation cartoons was serious, bro. He-Man, She-Ra, BraveStarr. One more escapes me. But they dropped so many gems. When he went to pick that flower, he said, look, it's really a snake. I said, oh, shit. You got to be careful in these streets. Yeah, so Shaman would BraveStarr would contact Shaman telepathically for advice. But they were damn sure trying to sneak up on that. I don't even want to call it a plantation. I mean, not a plantation, like a reservation. I don't want to call it was whole New Texas. They were trying to throw water on that shit and dirt on that shit, but it never worked out. But Shaman was that dude, man. And this is Deputy Fuzz. Deputy Fuzz. Deputy Fuzz is he's like a hybrid of a, how could I say? He's like a he's native to planet New Texas. He's a native there. We call them aliens or whatever, but we're the aliens on that planet. And his people mine for a particular mineral on there. I forgot what the mineral's called. And they're kind of like hybrids, like humanoids or prairie dogs or beavers, whatever the fuck. You can see those teeth. BraveStarr deputized him, made him a deputy. I think what was his? He had something that he could do though. Like, didn't he have like a power? Like he has some sort of ability, didn't he? I can't remember. No.
I didn't see it in the episodes that I watched. I could have missed something. I could have missed something. I don't know if they got it in the notes on Winklopedia or something, but
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, BraveStarr, he called him Little Partner. He was basically like comic relief, you know, as you can see. But he played some serious roles like when it was needed, you know what I mean? It says here he's the first of the prairie people to become to befriend humans. Like I said, the prairie people are natives to New Texas. The humans were the aliens, really. And he was the only prairie person to take up the job as law enforcement. So he was the first person to do something, like as far as like law related. You know what I mean? But his people, they like mined a mineral out of the planet. I don't really recall the name of it, but once again, if you listen to the intro, they say what it is in the intro. They say exactly what he's mining, his people mine. But whatever it was, whatever the mineral that they're mining, that's when Tex and his gang, that's what they were always trying to steal. They were trying to get like they were trying to monopolize the minerals so they could run New Texas. Basically, that's what it was about. And Tex Hex was always in some shit. And BraveStarr was always trying to stop him. And, you know, 65 episodes, y'all. They put some work in for this. And I enjoyed it. But Deputy Fuzz, as you can tell, he was like the comic relief. You know, I remember the episode when they deputized him. The mineral was called Kareem. That's what it was called? You know what? At the end of this episode, I'm going to play it. All YouTube is going to do is ask me to take it down, and I'll just take it down. It's all good. It's all good, man. But I mean, I can't believe. I am going to discuss it. YouTube is a very strange place at times. Yeah, like Snarf, comic relief, but serious when need be. That's Deputy Fuzz. Now, this is Judge J.B. McBride, so she's Irish. Now, your thoughts on Judge J.B. McBride? She thick.
In that episode that I watched, she actually seen the ancestor that was supposed to be BraveStarr's ancestor. She actually caught him in the act, and they were trying to conceal themselves, basically, Drew. And she tried to contact BraveStarr, but BraveStarr already was on his way bringing him to the showman's area or whatever. So he didn't realize that she didn't get to contact him in time. So, but outside of that, JB, she could also sing. There was an episode I watched where they were at like a concert, and they had it was like guitar players, and you know, it was the 80s. It was the 80s.
Yeah.
And you know, she to me, she definitely was that person that would make understanding come. when there wasn't any. I liked how she rolled. She was always there for BraveStarr and 3030 and Fuzz, when need be. And I liked her character. I always did look at her as the love interest to like BraveStarr. I could kind of tell. I don't know if they ever got together or made it official in the show. Oh, okay.
He tongued her down. They showed it. He grabbed her and tongued her down. He was beating that. He was definitely beating that. I was like, finally, come on now. I know what's going on here. Yeah, she was a judge and a lawyer. I don't know how that works. She was a judge
it's the future.
Yeah. It's like Judge Dredd, executioner. You go to court right there when you're caught sober. BraveStarr's ally, consultant, and occasional, bend over buddy. In battle, she used an electronic gavel. That gavel is also a weapon. It's called the Hammer of Justice, y'all. She will blast you with that damn thing. And it was given to her by the Prairie people. Deputy Fuzz, his people made that for her. It was given to her. And she will shock your ass and hit you over the head with that thing. New Texas, man, when you have to have a judge that needs a weapon, I don't want no part of that planet, man. I don't want no part of that planet. You can have it. A whole planet, Texas? I'm good. I don't even want to go to a goddamn planet in New York. No, thank you. This is enough. My goodness, man. But those are the main characters. They had like supporting characters. One of my favorite supporting characters was the dude Handlebar. The green dude. Did you see him?
Yes, I seen him. I thought he was a good supporting character. They also had special guests in there, Drew.
Like who?
I seen the episode with Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. He was in it. I don't know how the hell he got there.
He traveled to the future. He went in like a time warp or something like that, and they had to fight Moriarty.
Yep.
So I actually enjoyed that. Was actually
you saw that episode?
That was the last episode that I actually watched before.
Oh shit! Of all episodes, you caught the Sherlock Holmes one,
and I like Sherlock Holmes. You know what I mean? So that was actually good for me. To catch that episode. Good episode.
Yeah, Handlebar spoke with a Brooklyn accent, and there was an episode with Handlebar. You find out like these dudes come to the planet. And they knew him. These are some bad dudes, right? And then you found out, and this was the episode where they were talking about how not to judge people by their past, but judge them on what they're doing currently. In his bar, they serve something called Sweetwater, right? And 3030 loved to drink it. But you find out that Handlebar used to be a space pirate. He used to be a bad dude. He used to be a really bad dude. And he landed on New Texas and changed his life. And his boys came to try and get him back in those streets. And he was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So he's deputized. He's a reserve law enforcement officer. And he has a pet cyborg steer named Rampage. So Handlebar was really like, when it goes down, he's ready for you. You know what I mean? But that's crazy. You saw the Sherlock Holmes episode. Yeah, that was dope. But there's a list of characters on here. The other character that I liked was called Wild Child. He
was in the episode that I'm talking about with the gun.
Yep.
With the kid that took the gun, because the kid that took the gun, his people was a peaceful people. They weren't allowed to use weapons or even play around with weapons. And the dad told them, like, you're not allowed to do that. But he wanted to play with the kids so bad. Wild Child was one of the group of kids. And I like Wild Child. I like the Wild Child. It's crazy because there's another Wild Child in the Marvel universe, part of Wolverine's pack. But that's a whole nother can of worms, that we'll get into. Lupin, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Now this is the Carrion Bunch. These are the villains. It's the outlaw gang that reside in the Badlands and at the Hexagon. They have different names of different parts of the planet. Hexagon is where these guys hang out. And the dude in the middle, that's Tex Hex. And that's BraveStarr's rival. He's basically his counterpart. You know what I'm saying? That's, he's the troublemaker.
And don't forget the brains of the operation, Stampede.
Who's
in the top.
Stampede is the guy at the top. Yeah. Yep. And the mineral, I'm looking at Wikipedia right here. I pulled it up. The mineral is called Carium. That's right. It's Kareem. It's Carium. And Tex, he's a greedy Carium prospector who briefly co-owned a mine with this dude named Angus. He crashed the Carium overload ship while heading home from New Texas and was revived and given a host of magical powers by Stampede. And, this dude got powers himself. The dudes in the picture, Outlaw Scuzz. That's the dude with the cigar. Cactus Head, obviously you see who that is. Cactus Head, that's funny. Sandstorm is the crab-looking dude. Yeah.
I believe they had a little clique also called the Sand Crab Robots. They referred to them as.
Thunderstick is a stuttering robot. That was hilarious.
Yep.
And Viper, the female. You know what I mean? Then, Stampede. Listen, man. This cartoon had it all.
It reminded me of Evil Lynn.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure did. You sure did, man. This cartoon had it all, man. This cartoon had it all. And what I appreciated was like I said, the messages at the end. I was 12 years old when this was on TV. And I thought I was cool. But because why? Because the messages that they gave at the end of all of these cartoons, I just knew, you know what I'm saying? I knew what to do and what not to do because my parents raised me, goddamn it. But looking back, there was kids that needed to hear that shit. You understand? They needed to hear that. Where'd you learn that etiquette from? And it's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, you watched 1 billion episodes of He-Man. On Saturday morning I'm gonna do a pep talk. I'm gonna do a Bear Cave on Saturday morning cartoons. They had something on NBC called One to Grow On. I know Queen remembers that. I know Tay-Tay remembers that. I know Rod remembers that. You remember something called One to Grow On? It was like little skits, and they had like David Hasselhoff. It'd be two kids having like a conflict, and then David Hasselhoff dressed as Michael Knight will walk on the set, like, "Hey, you can't do that, shorty," and he'll turn to the camera and say, "This is what you don't do." Da 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 da, and the kids will say, "Thanks, Michael Knight. That's one to grow on." Even G.I. Joe had a version of messages after every episode. I mean, this was quality programming. And you just can't do that where you have a cartoon character twerking in the middle of the goddamn thing. What message are you trying to send? After watching the episode of SpongeBob, I never watched a full episode of SpongeBob until maybe 2 years ago. I said, let me see what this is about. That shit was really weird to me. And I said, man, at the end, after doing all of this weird shit in this cartoon, watch this. The first weird cartoon when I knew things was changing was a cartoon called Ren and Stimpy. I'm gonna tell you something, man. it was groundbreaking watching Ren and Stimpy. It was groundbreaking, but that was when all shit was going left. I said, this is funny, but Ren and Stimpy wasn't aired for regular kids to see. It was aired on MTV, I think. And it came on at night. You see, there was no Cartoon Network back then when I was in high school. Watching cartoons at all hours of the night, that's groundbreaking.
They didn't even have ratings yet when you was a kid. That started in my era.
They didn't. Now watch this. Like I told y'all before, rap music, I used to have to wait until Friday nights and Saturday nights to listen to rap music consecutively on the radio. I used to listen to BLS at night and 98.7 Kiss FM. Red Alert was on Kiss FM. Marley Marl was on BLS, and we used to have two radios to see who's playing what. And you pop your tape in just to get the latest song. That's how we got our beats. See, y'all take advantage of this shit, man. We had to like grind hard to get music. If you wasn't purchasing it, listening to Mr. Magic, and the only rap music that got airplay during the day was like top 40 music. You could listen to Run DMC, they played them, or if I remember when LL Cool J, when I'm Bad came out, that was on the radio. And maybe they played Lottie Dottie, Slick Rick, or The Show, him and Doug, but that's it. But to listen to rap music all the way through, I have to wait till the weekends. Friday nights, 8 p.m. And it would end at midnight. And then they start playing house music. Now, on terrestrial radio, every other song is a rap song. Y'all didn't know that. You understand? So cartoons 24 hours a day, that was unheard of. There was no Cartoon Network back then. So the programming was a little more responsible. It's like we only got this amount of time to put this out. There was cartoons after school that started at 2 p.m. There was cartoons in the morning. Then the last cartoon would go off like at 9:30. And you know, I noticed because when you're homesick from school, you have to go to a relative's house. The last cartoon was like at 9, because by then the kids are at school, right? So if I wasn't watching Sesame Street in the bed sick, whatever the fuck was wrong with me, I had to watch the fucking whatever my aunts was watching, my grandfather was watching. If it wasn't the news, it was us. If it was my aunts, it was definitely soap operas. Kill me with that. And plus, my cousin was on All My Children back in the day, and he was on Sesame Street. Now that I think about it, and the cartoons didn't come back on until 2 p.m. And then that was over by 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then one day I'm watching MTV and I see this thing called Ren and Stimpy. I think it was MTV. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was crazy. They dick and fart jokes and they're drawing the butts on these animals. I'm like, what is this? I mean, they were really walking the line. They was really walking the line. I'm like, what is going on with this cartoon? And I'm like, it's coming on at 8 o'clock at night. Okay, this is not for kids. That was like when I was in high school. And then when Beavis and Butthead came out, forget it. Forget it. And what happens is, when you catch lightning in a bottle like that, businesses see that and they say, okay, we can do something similar to that, but let's see how far we can force the envelope. And that's where all of this walking the fine line comes from. And then woke culture comes in, and then the whole thing goes haywire. The whole thing goes haywire, and it's crazy. You said Ren and Stimpy was on Nickelodeon at night. Yeah. Oh yeah, Reef. Yo, Liquid Television, Aeon Flux, all of that stuff. Cartoons were changing, bro. But what I'm saying is, they got away from quality programming like this. What message are you sending when a kid is watching a whole episode of Ren and Stimpy? There is no message. It was just craziness. And it really wasn't meant for kids. It was meant for adults to look at it and laugh. But then, you know, when these kids are watching SpongeBob, I watched SpongeBob, I said, what's the message in this other than foolishness? Filmation, they were sending messages. And now I'm telling you, the quality of messaging is down. It's down, man. I mean, this is the kids ain't learning shit. The kids ain't learning shit. The kids today will watch this BraveStarr and it'll be like, this shit corny. And the kid will be like 10 years old. I don't want to watch this. It's corny. What are you talking about? What does that mean? Oh, he grabbed that flower and turned it into a snake. What that mean? I don't give a fuck. I ain't got time for this. Where's my blunt? 10 years old. Pass me the blunt. So this is what we've gotten away from. We've gotten away from quality programming. So, you know, I mean, this is so 80s, but the characters, I'm still a kid at heart, man. The characters were crazy. The concept behind this, you could put BraveStarr in a video game right now. And he'd be a dope ass character to use. Him, He-Man. I ain't do the Thundercats show yet. That's coming. That's coming. And that was quality programming. I got the Thundercats. I got every episode on DVD. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And yo, Ack, when you came up, did you watch Ren and Stimpy, by the way?
I didn't watch it hard body, but it was on Nickelodeon when I was a kid. I think Nick at Night.
Nick at Night. That's what it was.
You know, it could have been Nick at Night. I was young, so I don't remember, but I definitely remember Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, Young Deezy. I got it all in the chamber, brother. I got it all in the chamber. Silverhawks, Thundercats, I got it all in the chamber. Visionaries. See, I'm telling you. Ken, you said you got the whole Thundercat set from what? Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember Visionaries.
They got it on Hulu, Thundercats.
The original, all the episodes?
Yeah, yep.
I'm gonna do Bionic 6. Yep. Bionic 6 was sick. We are a family. Bionic 6. Yep. They had an adopted black son too. And his name was IQ, and he was the smartest one. Pirates of Darkwater. I think that was Filmation too, wasn't it? I don't remember. Pirates of Darkwater. Oh man. Did y'all know that He-Man in the comic did a crossover with Thundercats? I'm gonna do a review on that. That shit was crazy. I'm gonna do a review on that, man.
We found out who was stronger.
Oh yeah, we found out. Man, listen. He said the Bionic 6 was a Brady Bunch with powers. Damn right. Man. Yo, man, I got that. Bro, listen. That's what I'm saying. I got yeah, you're right.
They got a comic book on your boy Scrooge McDuck, Infinity Coins.
What?
Marvel just dropped it. Yeah. Yep. Infinity Coins. I thought that was a dope name. I thought that was actually a dope name.
Infinity Coins? That's flavor. I like that. Infinity Coins. That's dope. I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. I know they're gonna hit me for it, but I don't care. I don't care, y'all. I know they're gonna make me take it down. I know they're gonna do it, but I don't care. They're just gonna make me delete it. I don't care. They're gonna make me delete it. And
Drew,
look,
did you catch X-Men 97 yet?
I'm a binge watch all 3 episodes.
Okay.
This weekend. You know, I've been hesitant on it because you know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the intro to BraveStarr. And I know YouTube, you're gonna make me take it down, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll just remove it. I don't know how this person has it up, but it is what it is. This is the intro, y'all. In this live, they're gonna make me take that fucker down, but I don't care. Come on, man. It's only a minute. Give me a break. God damn. Yeah, so you imagine if they put the film, if they put a Filmation universe in like this Marvel versus Capcom crossover. I'm telling you, listen, they had some characters on there.
I wonder how strong BraveStarr is when he used Spirit of the Wolf. You know, I wonder.
Yo. He had to. I know when he fought. Up. Yeah, man. I mean, look, when he fought 30-30, he had to go strength of the bear twice. I remember that shit. I was like, damn. He said strength of the bear. 30-30 was still sunning him. He said, I have to go again. He said strength of the bear. He screamed it louder. I was like, oh shit. 30-30 was kicking his ass. He said strength of the bear. Shit wasn't working. He said strength of the bear. He was panicking. Oh, damn, that was funny. That was funny. He said strength of the bear. I said strength of the bear. Damn it. What is this shit not working? Yeah, man, this would be a dope-ass video game with what they do with video games. But, man, if you took the Filmation characters and put them in the Marvel vs. Capcom, you're going to have BraveStarr, She-Ra, He-Man. I want to say Pirates of Darkwater. I'm not sure, though. Hell, you can even put, like, the clowny Ghostbusters in there. They do that shit all the time. You got that little nigga, Tron, running around from the Legos. Man, that'll be crazy. But this was a dope ass character. If you remake this live action, give me a 5-part miniseries on Netflix, and give me the people that did this Avatar. Give me those exact people to write the story. The story's in place. You don't have to change much. Give me that. Because this Avatar series is better than the goddamn movie they put out a few years ago. I mean, they're shitting on it. And I'm only 2 episodes in. I'm like, man, this is great. But BraveStarr, man, I really like this cartoon. I really did. And the main character, the powers he had, that's what, when I remember when it first came on, I'm watching it, I said, oh shit, he got some powers. And of course, the message at the end, I said, oh, these are dudes that made He-Man and stuff. Filmation, I don't even know why they went out of business, man. Let me see if it says anything.
I got to give you credit, Drew, because you told me that I was going to have to do some homework rocking with you on this, and Lord knows. I definitely had to, because I never heard of this. That's why I try to hit you up like 2 or 3 days ahead to see where we're going, because stuff like this.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're gonna have me do Bucky O'Hara.
Oh, Bucky O'Hara. Oh man, I ain't say that name in a minute. Bucky O'Hara. My gosh. I'm gonna do a short video about the Ghostbusters because a lot of people don't know. The ones with Dan Aykroyd and then the ones that hit the theaters, that's not the original Ghostbusters. And when they put the cartoon out, they said the real Ghostbusters. I'm like, My father was like, that's not accurate. And he told me that shit. But there was no internet back then. But he told me, he says, nah, there was something that came on back in the days called Ghostbusters. And they was riding around with a monkey or a gorilla or something. And then I told him about the other one. And then I remember one of the episodes, the first episode, they went into their parents' old house. And the gorilla was still there. They was like, oh, you used to work with our fathers. I was like, oh, shit, wait a minute. That's the original Ghostbusters from the 70s. Techno Man, of course. Young DZ, I remember Techno Man, of course. Yo. I gotta listen. I don't know what to name this show, y'all. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all for help. I need to do a show. Queen, everybody from my age group, listen. I need to do a show about how do I call it? Weekend. Let me see. The shows that came on in the evening that caught our attention. You know what I'm gonna call it? I'm gonna call it shit, I can't call it that. Let's call it best vehicles. Favorite vehicles. Favorite vehicles. Let's call it favorite Saturday night vehicles, although I don't know if all these programs came on the weekends. Actually, let's not call it Saturday night vehicles. Let's call it favorite primetime vehicles. Favorite primetime vehicles. What's the General Lee, y'all? Let me write that fucker down before I forget. Favorite primetime vehicles, y'all. The General Lee. Now, I know when you was a kid, you ain't know what the fuck, if you was from up north like me, you ain't know what the Confederate flag was. But you love the Dukes of Hazzard. I had a remote control General Lee. I didn't know. My mother hated that shit. My father hated that shit. I'm like, why? We didn't know. And they tried to, they educated us about it later. I was a kid. I didn't comprehend it. But if you from the South, you hated the General Lee. But you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Knight Rider, the A-Team band. Who remembers Airwolf? Blue Thunder was a movie, but I remember the conversation I had in junior high school. Who was in the fight? Blue Thunder or Airwolf? Airwolf came on TV. Blue Thunder was a movie. Remember? So let's write that down before I forget. Favorite prime time vehicles. Boom. See? Just like that. That's a show. That's right. Kit. Knight Rider. Just off the back real quick, because I'm going to save that for the show. Nigga said the Flintstone card. Fuck that. Did you know the Flintstones was a primetime cartoon when it came out? It didn't come out during the day. That shit came out at night, from what I heard. Act. What is your favorite primetime vehicle?
I'm gonna say the Batmobile.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that.
I'm gonna say the Batmobile. I'm gonna say the Bat.
You know what else we could do? I think this will. You know what? It'll be the
Whatever
same thing.
era you want to pick too.
Yeah.
Because even the 66 joint, I always thought that 66 joint was fly.
Watch this, y'all.
I thought it was fly. I always thought it was fly.
There's a dude riding around New York with the 60s Batmobile. They tried to take it from him though. It's in his garage somewhere.
I think I know who you talk about. I think it was a story on the news.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I think it was a story on the news. I remember that.
They told him he can't be on the road with that shit. It wasn't registered or nothing because it's not a real car. They said, "What is it?" He said, "I made it." They said, "You can't have this shit on the road." What is it? It's not a Chevy. It's not. It had different parts from different cars. They said you legally can't have this shit on the road. You have to put it up in a car show. It wasn't a Cadillac. It wasn't nothing. It was something he made. He made the body.
See, Derek Gaines, no, he said the Batmobile. He said the same thing as me.
Watch this, y'all. Outside of the DeLorean, like Young DZ said, you know what vehicle is shitting on everybody's? Watch this, y'all. Y'all remember, and I know maybe Queen and Tay-Tay, maybe Derek Gaines, and maybe Watcher. Do y'all remember a show called Automan? Do y'all remember a show called Automan?
Who was that?
This nigga was a computer. And he came to life out of a computer and he would make shit. And he had a car that would turn like the shit would turn like this, and the dude that created him would be in the car, and he'd be like hitting the fucking window because it would turn. It would do like a 80-degree turn. It didn't turn like a conventional car. It should just go like this. Pew! Automan. His car was ridiculous. Oh, there was another Black Hero show. This dude named Mantis. Remember that? Man, there was a whole bunch of primetime programming that we missed, and all of those motherfuckers had cool like vehicles. Mantis had a vehicle. Even Miami Vice, their boat, Tubbs and Crockett's had a boat. Remember that? Did they name that boat? What was the name of their boat? Did that boat have a name? Remember that speedboat? Tubbs and Crockett. In Miami. They had a boat. Yeah, Carl Lumbly. Did Tubbs and Crockett name their boat? I don't recall. But they played it in the intro. Yeah, Kondo, yeah, Mantis was a black dude. Yeah, he turned superhero. How many? That was like one season? It came on Fox. It was Channel 5 out here. Yeah, the Mystery Machine. Yeah, that white Lamborghini was flavor, man. I like that shit. Miami Vice was maybe one to go to Miami.
Know, Drew, were they stoners in Scooby-Doo?
Well, here's the deal.
You gotta explain that to me, because you was there for it.
Now,
there for it. We caught the aftermath.
Shaggy was here's the deal with Scooby-Doo. Shaggy was a hippie. And Shaggy ate these like super ridiculous. He was always hungry, but he was skinny as hell. And without saying that he was a stoner, you kind of knew. If he was from the 60s, you knew what he was about. And the word is, the hidden thing behind Scooby-Doo was Scooby was just a regular dog, and Shaggy was imagining Scooby talk because he was like the only nigga that was able to communicate with the fucking dog because he was high all the time. And all he did was eat. Remember those big sandwiches they used to make? And
boys was hungry all the time.
All the time. And he was feeding the dog. It
was like Chi and Chong on steroids.
Yeah, man. Now, they popped up in a show called The Venture Brothers. Have you ever watched that? You ever watched The Venture Brothers?
You said the Venture? No, I never.
Bro, it came on Cartoon Network. They got a bunch of seasons. That shit is funny because they close out a lot of questions that we asked about the cartoons that came out in the 60s and 70s, because those characters pop up in that. They pop up as adults in that cartoon. The Venture Brothers, there's a guy named Brock Sampson, right? He works for the same agency that Race Bannon worked for. You know who Race Bannon is?
Nah, Drew.
Race Bannon is the dude. You saw Johnny Quest, right? You know who Johnny Quest is, right?
Yes.
Race Bannon is the dude with the white hair.
Okay.
Race Bannon was the dude with the white hair. He was like the enforcer. He was hired help, like the James Bond kind of guy. You find out two things, all right? First of all, the Johnny Quest family pops up on an episode of fucking Harvey Birdman. You find out that Dr. Quest and Race Bannon were lovers. It was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. But he pops up on the Venture Brothers, right? And in the beginning of the episode, he's doing something, jumps out of a damn plane, pulls a parachute, and gets hit by another plane, and he dies. And he falls into a neighborhood, and the parachute gets dragged by a truck, and he's laying there dead. I said, is that Race Bannon? He's dead? And then Brock Sampson comes to identify the body. They were like, well, who is that? He's like, oh, that's Race Bannon. He's one of the best of us. I wonder what happened to him. I said, oh, shit, they killed Race Bannon. And Johnny Quest grows up. And here's the funny part, Ack. When Johnny Quest grows up, he's mad skinny. He looks like a dust head. But he's like from the 60s. So he's telling people these stories that really happened. But they think he's cracked out. They think he's making shit up. And he'll say shit in the episodes in the episode of Venture Brothers, he'll say shit that are from episodes from Johnny Quest, like that I watched growing up. And these motherfuckers were like, yeah, he's just a crackhead just talking. He's like, no, seriously, man. The mummy got up out the tomb and me and my friend Haji had to run, man. And he's telling the truth, but they think he's a crackhead. So Johnny Quest is they think he's a crackhead lying, but he's telling the truth. Race Bannon is dead. But also in the Venture Brothers, fucking Scooby-Doo and the gang pops up. Scooby doesn't talk. He's old as fuck. Shaggy is cracked out. I think in the episode he said, man, you've been talking to this dog for 50 years. He don't talk. And Fred, turns out he's a cult leader. That's how he got Daphne and Thelma. 50 years later, they're like, okay, Fred, can we go home now? He's like, no, we got one more mystery. It's always one more mystery. It's always one more mystery. And he's all crazy looking and shit. The mystery machine is all broke down. Shit is crazy. If you've never watched The Venture Brothers, you need to watch that shit. It's a parody. They make fun of everything that we grew up watching. Scooby-Doo, Johnny Quest. It tells you what happened to them when they got old. Shit is crazy. I could do a show on The Venture Brothers. I think they stopped making them, right? The box set, there's mad episodes of The Venture Brothers. It started out as a mini series. But they it started out as a mini series, but the popular demand for it, they just started making a whole bunch of episodes for it. They got a few, Pack a Lunch, just long. They got mad episodes. But The Venture Brothers is funny as hell. It's funny as hell. But yeah, I recommend BraveStarr. I know I went on a tangent, but I think we could do that show next week. That'll be dope for the best primetime vehicles. Yeah, man. So I ain't gonna talk y'all head off, man. Y'all make sure y'all catch some episodes of BraveStarr. You know what I'm saying? And Ak, your closing thoughts.
I thought this series was very creative. And another thing, I never knew about this show. So, like I said again, I gotta give Drew a lot of credit because this one right here, I never even knew about. It's other things from his time that I know about, like Transformers and G.I. Joe and Thundercats. And this is one of those sleepers right here. So I recommend this show too. They dropped a lot of gems. Filmation, definitely a good company. I wonder what was the downfall and what happened and why everything stopped. I wonder why everything stopped because I did like the idea of them dropping gems at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I really did. I actually appreciate that because it didn't happen in my time.
Yeah.
If it was a message in it, you had to pick it up yourself in my era. You know,
yeah, man.
With your era, they actually explained it and why they did what they did in the show.
Yeah.
So,
our ethics was a little different.
So I salute to everybody in the chat and salute to Drew, you know, for always having me on here, nerding out with him. And also, you know, I can't wait to see what we do in the future.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let them know how they can find you, good brother, because I see you be playing. Yeah, I need your help with that, man, because you know what I want to do? I still got my PS3 connected. I want to do a whole playthrough of Fight Night Champion. I want to know how to do that.
Oh, okay. I'll holler at you. I don't know if I believe they should still allow it on the internet because I know with certain games they cut off the whole internet thing. You know what I mean? Depending on what system you have.
God damn it.
Yeah, I think PlayStation 3 might be one of those. That's actually the only PlayStation that I didn't have, Drew.
Oh, wow.
That's because I always talk about it. That was one of the ones where Xbox 360 came out at that same time. And my cousin from the Bronx, from Cortland Ave, he sold me that.
Oh.
He sold me that. So I got a deal on that. So that was the reason why I missed. But I was a fool. I'm going to tell you why I was a fool for that. Because that's when the internet was actually free.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation 3. And I missed out on that. I think towards the end of it, they started charging people because they seen what Xbox was doing. Xbox charged you for the internet the whole time. And PlayStation 3, they did. And PlayStation 2. So,
yo, Kondo, you can download Fight Night on your Xbox. You know, Fight Night Champion is not available for download on the PlayStation Store.
I could believe it.
But wait, I don't have a PS5 yet. I've been lazy. Can you play your PS3 games on the PS5?
No, I think it's only compatible with PS4.
No, I tried to put the game in the PS4. They said it can't read it.
No, I'm talking about with the PS5.
Oh, you can only play PS4 games in the 5.
Yes.
Oh, come on, bro. So if my PS3, because I take good care of my shit, I plug it up and I don't move it. I turn it off and I don't even have it on standby. I unplug the shit, right? I just recently plugged it back in. Yeah, and I'm looking on the store. I'm like, well, why is this game not downloadable on the fucking store? As many units as it's sold. So if you don't have a PS3, you're assed out?
Basically, if you don't got a PS4, you probably asked that. I don't know if if they bought Fight Night for PS4. I'm not going.
So if I want to play Fight Night Champion, I need an Xbox.
Yeah. No,
come on.
Well, the one that I have it for, the Fight Night Champions, I have the actual game. I have it for the 360 because that was the last game I had it for.
Damn. Man, that's fucked up. I'm nice with the fucking Fight Night round. Fight Night Champion. I'm nice with that. It's like riding a bike. I got up there. I barely get touched now. I'm so nice. So nice with it.
Me with Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm still undefeated with
Bro.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
I bet you won't get out 5 rounds with me. I bet you.
If you say so.
Yeah. We gonna, at the meetup, I might pack up my shit and bring it. You know what I'm saying? Just to play that game. You know what I mean? Hook it up to somebody's TV. Just I see how that works though. I might, let me find out. I'm gonna buy an Xbox just to get fucking Fight Night Champion. Are you kidding me? Why is it available in the Xbox store, not in the PS5 store, not in the PlayStation store? How do you not? Come on, bro. I gotta write an angry letter to somebody. Stay Dangerous said I was ranked number 3 in the nation. Number 3 in the nation. Okay, we'll see. Only reason why I use ranked number 3 is because I didn't bother to play niggas online. But everybody I played in stores and everything, I'm like, oh, they playing Fight Night here. Watch this. I pick up that joystick. I smoked everybody. They're like, how are you doing this? Yo, because I know boxing for real, my niggas. Yeah, man. But we definitely got. Come on, PS. Our Xbox is on it, man. Xbox is doing the right thing. How do you not have that game available for purchase, man? Damn, man. Damn. Because I want to do a walkthrough of the game.
Shade Girl, don't be lying there, everybody. Don't nobody got no Xbox. Don't nobody got no Xbox. I was mad at Will for that. Because I was asking D-Man. I said, yo, where Will at? I said, he got a PlayStation. He said, nah, he got an Xbox. I was like, oh, no. Oh,
shit. Kane, you know what, Kane? You right. Act, you know what? Next week, you want to do wrestling video games?
Oh, we could do that.
Oh, yes. Yes, I got some shit, bro. I got some shit. Listen, there's so many. I'm going to have to go with the popular ones, but I got some shit, man. I'm going to have to do a lot of work with that because...
I'm disappointed in Shade Girl, Drew.
What'd she say?
Girl. She keeps saying Xbox is superior. I did a poll, on my channel, I on the community page, and I literally did the Xbox and the PlayStation. I'm not even gonna lie, it wasn't even close. Everybody picked PlayStation.
Yeah, they did.
We gotta go with the big brother.
Yo, let me ask Stay Dangerous. My created fighters are ridiculous. Because when you look at the created characters, if you go to the names that you can select, the nicknames, they want you to make certain characters in there that are not in there. You ever looked at that, Ak? The nicknames? When you create a character on Fight Night Champion, you ever looked at the names?
No, I didn't.
Bro, watch this. That game is so detailed. They wanted you to make Juan Urango on that game. His last name is in the game. I said, what the fuck? The nickname, the Galaxy Warrior, is available. Who the fuck did they want you to make? It's so obvious. They want you to make Nick Campbell. I mean, it's so detailed. There was guys that they didn't put in the game, but the nicknames was in the game. My edit system is retarded. Because you know why? My cousin had a camera. I was taking pictures of the faces and mapping them on to my character. My Floyd Mayweather Jr. on that game. I also, when in his intro, when he walks to the ring, he's coming out to 50 Cent. I get money. Man, I did use that character.
You see what they say in Shay Girl in the chat. You see what they saying. The people have spoken. The people have spoken. The people have spoken. Queen.
Stay Dangerous. They got Errol on there. They still doing edits for Fight Night Champion. They still doing edits.
They do. They still do edits. They had Tank in.
Really?
They had Joshua.
Where can I see that? I made Deontay. I took his face and I put it on there. I made Deontay. It's a complete cheat. I lay in that right hand, you going to sleep. It's a cheat code. I ain't gonna hold you. Where can I see that? It's on YouTube?
Drew, I stopped playing that. I stopped playing Xbox because of the 360. Somebody told me about, one of my ex-girlfriends told me about the Ring of Death. And I didn't And I did not listen. That red ring started coming through. I said, I will never in my life again get an X, and I never have got an Xbox since. I was so mad. The only PlayStation I did not have was 3 because I listened to my family, a lot of my first cousins in the Bronx, and one of my cousins sold it to me. My cousin Alan, my cousin Bug, he sold it to me. Salute to Cortland Ave. You know what I'm saying? And I did not, I never will do it again. Never. Nobody could talk me into getting no Xbox after that.
Damn. So Stay Dangerous, you said, wait, they let you download it? On Fight, which one? On the PS3 or on a computer? Or what do you mean download it? Because some of the shit you could download. People put characters up and they let you download it. I do remember that. I'd like to see that. Because let me tell you something. I booted it up the other day. I was playing it, man. I turned around. I lost an hour. I said, see, this is why I don't be playing games. I be losing. And I got shit to do. I got content to write down and shit. And I lost 1 hour sitting on this couch playing Fight Night. I was like, damn. Oh, it's on Xbox. Oh, okay. I like this. So they're still creating characters. I'm telling you, it's a popular game, man. Oh man, yo, listen, man. We'll be on this topic for a fucking hour. But I recommend BraveStarr. Yo, let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, y'all catch me on Comic Cons. Apologies, I was supposed to do something with Mac. We were supposed to do the best comic book team ups.
Oh, I was looking for that.
Marvel and DC. I gotta get with my bro again. I think this weekend I'm gonna do a quick X-Men 97 review from my point of view. You know, and yeah, y'all catch me on the Jab Jamboree, of course. Like I said, salute to y'all. Y'all always make it fun, and salute to my big bro Drew. You know what I mean? He always keeping us entertained, whether it's boxing or stuff like this.
No doubt. Yeah, make sure you put your link in the chat. Make sure you put your links in the chat. And yeah, we're gonna be back tomorrow. I wish. We're gonna be back next week. I think we're gonna do wrestling video games next week. And there's gonna be a lot to discuss, man. Got a whole lot. I got a lot of favorites, man. A lot of favorites, man. The 90s, a lot of favorites. And I like what they're doing with the wrestling games now, man. I mean, it's looking really impressive, man. I'm about to pick that joystick back up again. There's Jab Jamboree. There's his that's the first that's his boxing thread, and he's gonna put Comic Cons in there. And man, salute to y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like and share the video. I recommend BraveStarr. You know what I'm saying? It's great. It's great, man. Y'all make sure y'all do that. We'll be back next week. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot to offer here. I'm going to be uploading a lot of short videos on this channel too. So y'all make sure y'all like and share. Let's run these numbers up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to that stack by summer. Let's get it, family. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, whatever you did. I didn't see it, but I appreciate it. And let's support everybody that does content, man. I think the general's on. Let's head over there. And we out the cave.